Greetings everyone, RetroIndieGamer here, and today we have a game called Crash and the Boys Street Challenge, a sports game for NES. Yeah, here are basic modes, 1 through 4 players. This is one of the few NES games that could use 4 players. And as you see here, there are 5 different challenges that you go through. 400 meter hurdles, hammer throw, swimming, rooftop jumping. These two are probably the worst, or not the worst, the most irritating, most difficult, and fighting scene, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a fighting scene. Now let's start this game, see how it is. Okay, yes. Select my team. This okay? Yes. 4 meter hurdles. Sure, you have to. Let's start. I'll choose Crash. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, as you might notice, the graphics in this game might look a little familiar. Oh. Let's see, what should I buy? Spin kick. Please do again, oh yes. Oh, I probably will. Yeah, as I was saying, the graphics might look a little familiar. Yeah, as I mentioned in my Nintendo World Cup review, this is part of a Kunio-kun series. Let's see. Good for those. Yes. Okay, wait, no, I'm out of here. Please move again. Yeah, this is the Kunio-kun series. The same city that games like River City Ransom is a part of. And name is interesting. Well, this one you basically keep tapping the arrow key, the right arrow, trying to get as far as you can, and get to the goal before your opponent. While doing all sorts of things like fighting against each other. Yeah, some of these Kunio games have some pretty interesting sports games in which you can actually get involved and do physical violence. Now, the name of this game is interesting. Well, before we get the name, let's see. The basic story is that Kunio's team, I think he's called Crash in this game. Note that literally in every game in the series that's made it to the U.S., he's known by a different name. Not only from the Japanese releases, but from the other games from the other games in the series. Heck, one time he was even switched for another completely different character from another series in Techno Japan. Anyway, the story is that his team had beat, or at least the North American version. I'm not sure what the story is in the Japanese version because one of the things that happens a lot in this series, especially between the Japanese and North American releases, is that not only are things like graphics changed, but often in the character names, but often the stories changed as well. Spin kick. But often the story has changed as well. And the story in the North American version is that Kunio's team had beaten this one rich kid's team who was at some other school. I won! And now the guy wants revenge. So he organized another set of sports games in order to get his revenge. Now, some of you might recognize the name. Yeah, some of you might remember that back in, I think it was 2010, that movie came out called Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is based off a graphic novel series by Brian Lee O'Malley. The best part about both the movie and the graphic novels is that you're not supposed to take them seriously. And some of the band names in that, and one of the band names in the game, in that movie and in the graphic novels was Crash and the Boys, a reference to this game. In one of Scott's rival bands in that movie, who appeared a couple times. Okay, I think they only appeared once in the movie, but I think they appeared a couple of times in the graphic novels. However, there was another rival band that was much more prevalent, his ex-girlfriend's band, Clash of Demon Head, which is also a game. And if I can get, and I will probably try to make a video on that game at one point. That one's interesting too. I thought that was a little interesting bit of trivia. Whoa, jump. I hope I don't run into this guy. Whoa. Now, the interesting thing about the sports game is that at the end of the game, it has an advertisement for a game called Crash and Boys Ice Challenge, which was known in Japan as, let's see if I get the translation right, Go Go Nikutsu Hockey Club Skatefall Great Free for All Brawl, which is an ice hockey game, which was supposed to be, like I said, it was supposed to come here as Crash and Boys Ice Challenge. But it never found much. Which team will prevail? But for some reason or another, the game's localization was canceled. It had already been advertised in this game. I imagine some are probably pissed off of that because there are only a few decent hockey games on the NES. Blades of Steel is one of them, and Ice Challenge, which I think is what some people call the Kunio-kun game, is another one. Now, I'll probably make a video of that too. In fact, I'm going to at one point go over this entire. I am in the next couple months or so. I'm going to make a video about the entirety of the series. As there's a lot of interesting games in it. I'll probably do that after I'm finished with my overview of the Crazy Castle games. But I'm not going to do that right now. Yeah, no, most of the Kunio-kun games never came out in the U.S. The series is extremely popular in the U.S., in Japan, but in the U.S., I don't think it was as much. However, Technos Japan's other fighting game series was popular here, or is very popular here, and that's Double Dragon. In fact, one of the games in the series was rebranded in the United States as a Double Dragon game. Some of you probably know what game I'm talking about. Champion. Looks like the boys are on the winning team. They met the street challenge. Let's see, I'm not sure who. I think Southside might be your team. Yeah, formerly is the one you're against. Here, Fro. Yes. Oh, what the hell? I can always use more health. Oh yes, and as you probably guessed, you can use you can use metals you earn to buy power ups that help in different matches. Oh, the hammer golf, oh hammer golf, whatever you want to call it. This one you just tap the button to build up power and then release. Then hope it goes far. Oh no! Ah, oh, that was terrible. Hazard. Like I couldn't see that all that water there. Let's hope it doesn't fall into a trap this time. You're supposed to get to a certain distance. No! Not again! Another water hazard? Let's see, get a certain power up, and I think when the color starts changing, that's when you throw it. Yeah, this one I'm not really sure how to do when it's harder. Ah, that sucked. Let's see what the throw button does. Sand trap. What's it? He's spinning the thing. Oh! Yeah, when it starts. Let's see how well that does. Whoa! I think B speeds the thing up when it's throwing. It's rolling around. Well, almost there. I think this is the quickest I've ever done this. 3, 2, 1. Oh! You can make it. Pull out 10 shots. Now we can watch the opponent do it. Wait, do we have to watch it or can I skip it? Nope, we have to watch it. So we can sit back and enjoy some more commentary. Let's see, what other topics are we talking about regarding this game or even this series? Let's see. Other than that, in America, the Kunio-kun series has mostly been overshadowed by its sister series, Double Dragon. To point out, as I already mentioned, one of the Kunio-kun games was when it was released in North America, was rebranded as a Kunio-kun when it was rebranded as a Kunio-kun game. Kunio-kun game was rebranded in North America as a Double Dragon game. What was it with Japanese companies? I noticed that, especially back in the day, that a lot of Japanese companies, when they release certain games here, that they weren't sure if they would sell well, or they weren't sure about it. They would often change the name. They would change the names to match the names of other series that the same company has that did make it well in other countries. I mean, for the biggest example I can think of that would be, the one game in the Kunio-kun series is, actually, screw it, I'll just mention the game. Yeah, Technos Japan did it with the game that was released on the Game Boy as Double Dragon 2. But that game is actually part of this series. I mean, if you play that particular game, you'll notice some gameplay differences between it and normal Double Dragon games, but I mean, not much as they're from the same company. But they're clear. But if you're attentive, you can tell they're part of two different series. You got in a couple less shots than I did. Huh. Look at the boys on the winning team. They met the street challenge. Oh, no. Oh, I hate this one. Let's see, who'll be best? I'll try this dragon guy. Yes, I do. Yeah, the one other story, yeah. The biggest example I can think of the biggest example I can think of a game company rebranding a game in North America using a different title to help increase sales by using the name of their other series. The biggest example I can think of is Square's Saga series. As the first 3 games in the series were rebranded as Final Fantasy Legends 1, 2, and 3. That's probably the biggest example of this. Strange. Let's see, a different series that were rebranded here. With different names to help increase sales. Oh, this one looks nice. Yeah, let's see. The Final Fantasy Legends games are definitely the biggest examples of it. Now, I know some of you probably mentioned, wait, the big example of Super Mario Bros. 2 is North American Super Mario Bros. 2. So it actually isn't. As that game was always intended to be a Mario game. No. No. No, get off me! What the hell? Alright, this is most annoying to me. Huh, thanks, fish. No, get off me! No! Just swimming or fighting? Oh wait, considering this series is mostly a fighting game series as well as a sports game series, having most of the sports challenges involve fighting makes sense. Yeah, supposedly a big example of a game being rebranded in North America is North American Super Mario Bros. 2. But actually, it's not. That's technically true. Well, that's technically true. But the game that it's based on, Yumi Coach of Doki Doki Panic, it was originally intended to be. It was originally designed as a Mario game. And looking at the development of that particular game, it's clear that it seems like Destiny wanted that game to be a Mario game after all. Always wanted the game to be Mario in the Mario series. No, no. But anyway, that Mario story will be probably for another time. But the thing for this game, this game is really interesting. Now for a final match, which team will prevail? Definitely not mine. Let's watching. Okay, now we can watch two CPU teams go at it. Let's see. I hope the guy on my team wins. Oh, they're being one's. I think one of my team's being suffocated. Yeah, this is the one that I'm still trying to figure out. It's still fun, but it's really difficult to figure out. This entire game is pretty fun. Well, let's see. Since I already made it for the first 3 challenges, I might as well show the rest of them. That way I can show you guys a little trailer thing for a game that never came out here. It has never been released in this. It has never been released here since. Oh wait! I just remember the big example of rebranding a game in North America and being different from the Japanese version. Actually, I don't think either of these guys were teams, but anyway, yeah, biggest example. Final Fantasy 4 and 6 when they were released in North America. But that I could kind of see, because I didn't want to anger fans who've been waiting for the second one by hinting that the game that we got in Super Nintendo was back in the day was different from the game originally announced to be released here as Final Fantasy 2. But I'll get to that when I get to that game, as I definitely plan on covering it. Technically, and this series is definitely interesting. I mean, it's mostly. It has a whole bunch of sports games which has you beating the crap out of which oftentimes involve you beating the crap out of somebody. Which, as I said before, makes sense since this is part of a fighting game series. Which I noticed had a lot of entries on the NES. Yeah, the Kunio-kun series has a bunch of. I think the first game, which was released here on the NES as Renegade, was released there in the arcades. I think that was imported several times, and I think it is available on the Virtual Console for both the 3DS and Wii. And some of the other games in the series, I know they and some of the other popular games in the series that came out here. Let's see, as I mentioned before, Super Dodgeball, Vess, Nintendo World Cup, River City Ransom, the Game Boy Double Dragon 2, not the NES Double Dragon 2. That's a legitimate Double Dragon game. Yeah, I think there was a couple on the Game Boy. And I know there were some on the Game Boy Advance. One on the TurboGrafx. Yeah, there's a lot in the series. A lot of them fighting games like the first game, which uses a congratulations! Look at the boys in the winning team. They met the street challenge. Yeah, and if you play the first game in the Kunio-kun series, Renegade, which was released in the US as Renegade. Oh boy. Not this one. Which was released not this time. Yeah, the game that was released here as Renegade. If you play that game, you'll definitely find out really quickly that it uses a more primitive version of the battle system found in the battle system that will later be found. And no! The battle system that would be found in. No, I hate this one too. Yeah, or more primitive version of the battle system that Technos Japan would later use in no in Double Dragon 2. No, no, that was terrible. I'm not usually that bad at building jumping. Oh well, that one's just basically jumping over rooftops. What is this? A bunch of high school or maybe middle school, a bunch of high school kids playing a sports game challenge together, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles doing it, or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Anyway, by the other games in the series, yeah, this one's pretty good. Definitely one of the better games in NES. And since this game has been re-released on other consoles, I definitely recommend getting it. For one of us, I definitely recommend trying to get. Whoa, that guy fell off the roof. As this game, I know it's on the 3DS Virtual Console, and I think it might be on the Wii Virtual Console too. In America, a lot of the games that never came out here were released on the Virtual Console, but not in America, which I think is really. I mean, yeah, thanks to that stupid thing we call region locking, which I find completely stupid. Especially as there are a lot of games and a lot of series that didn't come out here. And there's a lot of them that I'm sure a lot of fans here would want to play. And really, region locking is probably one of the stupidest things that is. Really, region locking is pretty stupid. Not only PCs are probably the most region free, but for consoles, let's see. All Nintendo's handhelds except for the 3DS are region free. And let's see, and for their consoles, fighting. Oh, this is very much like a fighting game in the vein of definitely something in the right vein of River City Ransom. Hey, number one, yeah. No. We're not usually this good at fighting games. Oh yes, there's a lot of combos in here. No! I'm not usually this bad in this game. No. Yeah, sorry, I'm not that good at this game, but it's still loads of fun. No! I need to play this game again. I need to get back to play. I need to play this game some more. I got one hit into him. What is this? Does he think I'm a fighter or a basketball? That was terrible. Not the game, that match. Then again, fighting games are not usually my strong point. And they're not games you usually see me playing. Whoa. As fighting games I get extremely aggressive towards fighting games. But if I get a request to play one of them, I will. I will probably do it. No, no, no. Ugh. Ugh. Let's go to hell, you guys! Not you guys, this game. Or some of the AI components. Match over, your school wins. Final match, let's watch these guys fight each other. Yeah, even though the fighting games are not my favorite, and a lot of them I get extremely aggressive with. But it's not that I don't like them. I mean, there's some I do enjoy. Just that I try to usually avoid playing them. I mean, though I love beat 'em ups like River City Ransom, Double Dragon. I would say Renegade, but Renegade is not the greatest. But things like the first two Double Dragons, Double Dragon Neon, River City Ransom, Mighty Final Fight 1, 2, and 3. There's a lot, and Streets of Rage. There's a lot of good beat 'em ups. Well, Streets of Rage is probably one I'll do at one point. That's definitely an example of which the first game of the series is not terribly good, but the second one is. So a better example of that one of the first game of the series being really bad and the second one being extremely good is Street Fighter. If you play, the first game definitely has balance. Well, the first game has lots of balancing issues. And as a result, it's not very good. Mostly because of that, poor controls, etc. But the second one, and its bajillion remakes, are excellent. I think it seems that even back then, Capcom was saying how little they can do. Those definitely gotten worse in recent years. And they're trying to do as little as they possibly can, and putting less on each game for the same price. It's disturbing. And I hope they eventually stop doing it. Anyway, this is not Capcom. This is Technos Japan. Actually, I think Technos Japan I think they went under a couple of years. I don't even know if they're around anymore. And actually, no, they aren't. But I know some of their other games in the series. I know that both this series and Double Dragon were picked up by other developers. That happens a lot when I know. That happens a couple times when a company goes under. That sometimes whatever game series they have is eventually taken up by other companies. A good example of that is the Wolfenstein series. Yeah, Met Street Challenge. No, announce the individual prizes. Yeah, I mean, for Personality, Crash, Kunio. Okay, let's go for this list. Yeah, good example of a game series being handled by different developers and one picking up for the others. That award goes to probably the Wolfenstein series. I mean, the first two games which were released by were stealth games that were released by Muse software for early computers. How did he rate? 5th place? Ha! 5th place. Darn it. I mean, we're thinking of companies taking over for another game company's games. Best example, definitely Wolfenstein. Like I said, the first two were stealth games that were released for a lot of early PCs by Muse Software. But then they went under, and the series was picked up again by id Software when they made Wolfenstein 3D. And the series has gone through a couple of developers since. Street Challenge is over. Thank you for playing. There's the advertisement I mentioned for Crash and the Boys Ice Challenge, which, as I mentioned, never came out in America for whatever reason. That's all I can cover about this game for now. But this is a pretty good game, and I would definitely recommend playing. I would definitely recommend getting this game if you can. Well, the Ice Challenge one's good too, but unfortunately that never came out here. Right, it never came out outside Japan. Well, until next time, everyone.